I'm live. Can I be heard? I think I could be seen. I'm in the dark. Hang on a minute. Put the light. I'm going to put my headphones in, even though no one is talking to me. I can communicate with the Lily Foundation charity by WhatsApp as I'm doing this. If you're interested, the bag in the background behind me belongs to my brother-in-law, and he came around here, I think the day before lockdown, and left his bag, and you can't get it back. We've been through it. It's disappointing content. Now, viewer, I'm looking at myself because it's quite difficult. So I'm going to try and look at you. I think you're up there, and hope that that's going to work. It's a little bit echoey, which is lovely when the kids are playing the piano. Imagine the din. We're going to do several rounds of quiz, and it's to raise money for the Lily Foundation. They do wonderful work, as many of you will know, in the fight against mitochondrial disease, which is an awful condition, and they fund a lot of research, and they help a lot of families who have a sufferer in the family. So wonderful work, and they've lost a lot of their funding. So you don't have to pay to do the quiz. The quiz is free, but if you could donate to the Lily Foundation, we're thinking we might ask you to try to donate today, but I'm told that because the ex-military chap, who is 100 years old and is raising a gazillion pounds and is really the greatest hero in British history at the moment, people donate so much to him that the Just Giving thing can get a bit jammed. You might be able to donate later tonight or tomorrow, but please do if you can. I know it's a bit difficult with people being furloughed and not working, but if you can, make a donation to the Lily Foundation. That would be marvellous. Now, before I start doing this, we're going to stop at 8 o'clock for clapping for the NHS workers. I'm going to do my clapping here, just in case anyone comes for the quiz and thinks, where is he? I'm near the window and I will be heard because I've got a terrifically loud clap. I'm actually going to get my microphone a bit nearer to myself. I sort of realised we're quite amateurish, and hopefully now you can hear me a bit better than you did. Now, I'm going to do a picture round first, which I've invented myself. and then I think we'll probably have a break for the clapping, and then we'll come back and do the main quiz, which is 8 rounds of questions. There are general knowledge, TV and film, sport, music, food and drink, and the Russian Revolution. No, not really. Oh, the rest is on another page. But, you get the picture. And they're quite sort of pub quizzy. And I've got wine because it's a pub quiz. So do, get one of those for yourself. I've got some shout outs I have to do for Lily Foundation before we start. And we need to thank everyone who completed a 2.6 challenge for the Lily Foundation at the weekend. A special mention to the brave mito warriors who got involved: Esther, Freddie, James and Harry. And a huge thanks to everyone who supported the Lily Foundation there. Happy birthday to Matt Smith from Dan Thomas. Matt is 47 today. Should be keeping quiet about that, Matt. And a happy birthday just a hello to Aidan, who is 13 years old and is a huge fan of Jonathan Creek. And that pleases me greatly, Aidan, because really, it was such a long time ago we started doing that, and the idea that people are still watching it is wonderful. And well done to Amelia, who completed her 26k run in 6 days today. She is fundraising in memory of Tizzy, who died of mitochondrial disease, aged 22, just 2 years ago. It's an important day today for the Lily Foundation. Lily was a little girl who sadly lost her life to mitochondrial disease. She was just 4 years old, and that was 13 years ago today. So it's a sad anniversary, but in her name, a lot of wonderful things have been done. So we remember her today. Now, without further ado, because I can see it, there's 10 minutes till we start clapping. It's very dramatic. This is how I'm going to do the picture quiz. I've invented the picture round myself, and I've gone to my own bookshelves. Now, my wife thinks that this might tell you more about me than perhaps I would want people to know, in that I've got a ridiculous taste in books. This isn't one of the books, but I'm going to do it a bit like this. I'm going to try and hold the book up without revealing who it is, and you have to say who that is. That's simple as that. That is Harper Marx, obviously. So we'll do the first one now. Are you ready? The quiz begins. 10 minutes to 8. Quiz begins. This is the first, but I've covered up the names of the people with a bit of paper. Try not to look through the paper. You might be able to see through the paper. This is the first one. Here we go. Question number 1. Who is this? Who is this? Can you see him there? Devilishly handsome, I think you'd agree. Not sure how long to hold him up for. Longer? Who is that? Question 1 of the picture round, who is that? Good opener, I think you'll agree. Good opener, you weren't expecting that. What did you expect of me? I'd be interested to know. I'm supposed to keep one eye. I've got 2 windows open and my mouse has stopped working. I'll tell you. You know it when your mouse doesn't work. Where's my cursor? Connection lost. Thanks very much. Oh, God. Oh, there it is. It's back. It's back. Oh, there's loads of people. Putting messages up. Someone's put the message on the screen. People are saying, don't put the answers in the chat. That's a good point, actually. Please don't put the answers to the quiz in the chat. People are doing the quiz, and you'll be able to upload your answers later on, and there will be a winner. I don't know if there's a prize or not. Maybe you'll get one of these books. Perhaps we'll auction them off. We'll auction them off for the Lilly Foundation, because really they're taking up room on the bookshelves. So if you want one of them, you know, you can make a bid. Okay, question number 2. Question number 2. I'm going to do these in the right order. Here it comes. Here it comes. Who is this? Who is this chap? Wonderfully handsome. You can see it says they're forward by me, and I did write the forward to this book. There you go. Who is that? Have you got that? Have you got that? It's a very familiar face to some of us, but maybe not to the younger generation. But are you in teams? Are you playing alone? I mean, it's difficult to know. Lockdown's an odd thing, isn't it? There are 5 of us in this house, and I'm exhausted. I'm waking at 5 o'clock and then absolutely bleary-eyed, falling asleep on the sofa. The kids are up again. I keep seeing memes of people who've got lots and lots of time on their hands, wondering how to fill it. That's not the experience when you've got young children. But of course, we love them very much. There, question number 2. Who is that? What time is it? 7 minutes to the clap. That's, don't know, you're doing your own jokes. Cheers. Okay, here we go. This is quite tricky. It's a bit University Challenge, or a bit South Bank Show, at least. Here we go. See if you can get this one. See if you can get that one. Who is that person? I'm really trying not to, and I hope I haven't done it, show you the spine of the book, on which, of course, the names are displayed. But there you are. I'm reluctant to give clues, so I won't. Who is that? That's question number 3. Is that long enough on that one? Someone's put a wrong answer on the feed. Don't put answers on the feed. Don't put answers on the feed, please. Someone's put this turn off chat, ye shower of Muppets. No, the chat's fun. The chat's for people to say things to me. You know, I don't mind what you say to me, just don't say the answers. There you are. That's question 3. Who is that? Okay, question number 4. Who is this? Who is this? These are all actual books from my actual bookshelves. Who is that man? And I'm going to give you an extra clue for this one, if I can wangle it. Hang on a minute. Because there's a rather impressive picture on the back of this book as well. wonderful, wonderful, wonderful man. Made a great contribution to all of our lives. Number 4, who is that? Question number 5 for the literary amongst you. Who is this? Who is this? There he is. Another extraordinary man. Here we go. The Lilly Foundation is saying, please write your answers on paper with a pen, and I will go through the answers at the end of the round, and then you can upload your scores at the end of the quiz. Does that sound all right? Does that make sense? Does everyone know what they're doing? So that's number 5 in the picture round. Oh, the books are falling down. Oh, I'll be a crap librarian. Okay, here we go. Who is this? Number 6. Who is this? Try not to get them too reflecty. This is one where I think possibly you either know it or you don't. Oh, I think I'm showing you the spine now. I've got to try not to. I really don't want to give it away. That's question 6. Who is that chap? There's another picture on the back, but I feel like I would give it away if I showed you that, so I'm not going to show you that. Do you want any clues for the answer to all the previous questions? Is Alan Davies has been in every shop. We need the help, Alan. What do you mean by that? Have you been able to see all the pictures? Someone's put down a bit. Okay, this one, here we are. We've got 2 left. 2 left. Here we are, number 7 in the picture round. Who is that gentleman? Who is that man there? Look at that face. Look at that. Extraordinary image. Marvellous. There is a second image on the back of the book I think I can share with you. I'm going to cover up the text here and show you the other picture because it's also rather marvellous. There. So you get 2 stabs at that one, which is a bit better really, isn't it? This is an early precursor to Tinder. You know, you can't trust anyone who's only got 1 picture up. And the last one, you'll get this, I expect, but I just quite like the picture. This is question number 8 in the picture round. The last one, here it is. Who is that? There's only half of his face there. You might say, not fair, not fair. But isn't it a lovely picture for a book cover? So that is all 8 questions in the picture round. And when you return from clapping for the NHS workers, we'll carry on. I suppose we'll carry on at 8:03. How long do you clap for? Around our street, it's about 30 seconds to a minute, I reckon. I'll see. How far is it to your front door? Do you need time? It's 2 minutes to 8. I'll take these headphones out. No one's talking to me. I can only hear myself. Oh, can people get them? Someone's put Captain Birdseye for the last one. Second to last one. No, it's not Captain Birdseye. 1 minute to 8. Get on your doorsteps, people. Get on your doorsteps. Here's to the NHS workers. It's really amazing what they're doing. In fact, if I go to that door, I can open my front door and join in. That's what I'll do. You'll bet. And then I won't feel like I've totally left you. So I've just got going out of here. It's becoming less of a clap. It's less of a clap now, and it's more, where we are, it's more of a saucepan banging and whistling and that sort of thing. Fireworks? That sounded like a Vuvuzela. We live where I am. I'm quite close to the Royal Free Hospital. I'll keep clapping. Well, they had the first case of coronavirus, and I do remember they called this one in there. They've got a special unit there. And it wasn't that long ago. Didn't really feel like it was going to go as appallingly, terribly awful as it has, but it has. So we're all having to adapt and raise money for our favourite charities in the face of it while we can. Yeah, it's really taken off now. It's quite loud. I'm going to go and look out the window. Good stuff. I'll give people another couple of minutes to finish off, and then we'll do the answers. And I'll do the answers to the. So it's good. It's good to hear. There is a lot of clapping outside. I was on my doorstep for about 5 seconds. That doesn't give me a bad reputation in the street. Another firework. I love fireworks. I spend quite a lot of money on November the 5th. Terrify the kids and the neighbours. Someone's put, oh, I thought the quiz was with Lily Allen. Someone else says, give them PPE and money. Yeah. Okay, some compliments on the piano and the piano stool. The piano is hired from Markson's Pianos. Maybe they'll give us a discount. Other piano hires are available. The piano stool and the rug were not cheap. And not chosen by me. But they're lovely, of course. Now, shall we begin? It's 8:03. I think we should begin the quiz. Let's do that. So, people, we'll start off by giving you the answers to the picture round. Perhaps I need to retrieve the books to do a reveal. That would be marvellous, wouldn't it? That's the way to do it. Do a reveal. So, the crushing inelegance of it all. Okay, number one in the picture round. Here he is. It is, of course, none other than Marlon Brando. Do you remember that joke? That is from Harry Enfield and Kathy Burke. And they're having their baby christened as Wayne and Waynetta. Vicar said, who is the godfather? And they went, Marlon Brando, which is very funny. Okay, so that's answer to question one was Marlon Brando. Answer to question two, one of my favourite actors, Richard Beckinsale. Richard Beckinsale there. And he was the star of, or the co-star of, with the legendary Ronnie Barker sitcom Porridge, as well as many other shows. So Richard Beckinsale, number two. Number three, do you recognise this woman? Wonderful writer, Doris Lessing. Quite a difficult, that one, perhaps. Doris Lesson. Well worth reading that. Doris Lesson is number 3. Number 4, I've got to get him in the right order because I can't say the wrong name and unveil the wrong picture. Number 4, here he is Roy Hudd. Roy Hudd passed away recently, sadly. There he is doing something funny, which he did often. Got to find my light, darling. It's in the dark. So Roy Hudd there, number 4. Number 5. Another literary one. Going to have the odd upmarket question, you know. I'm not going to have any people from soap operas in here, because I haven't got their autobiographies. Anton Chekhov. There he is, Anton Chekhov, the great Russian playwright. Anton Chekhov died at 44. His plays are superb and still being performed all over the world to this day. Anton Chekhov. And number 6 here, personal hero of mine, and it's the only sporting one of the 8. That is Valentino Rossi, the GOAT, greatest of all time motorcycle racer. There he is in more familiar pose. He always wore the number 46, despite being world champion, I think, 10 times. He never wore the number 1 on his bike. He wore the 46 because that was his dad's number. Who is this wise old man? Not Dr. Birdseye, not Father Christmas. No, it is Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin. Mike Pence, the Vice President of the United States, talks about Darwin's theory of evolution as if it's just a theory and therefore can be equally balanced against the Bible. What he fails to mention is that it's a theory that has been proven by science, a proven theory. And the last one, I'm sure you all got this one, Tommy Cooper. That's Tommy Cooper. That is also Tommy Cooper. So that is the end of the picture round. Got some more shout outs have come in from the Lilly Foundation. Happy birthday to Max, turned 13 yesterday. Another one of the Lilly Foundation's Mito warriors. Happy birthday, Max. And a hi to Kerry, who was at the Regent Theatre in Ipswich in 1998. I hope she had a good night because I wasn't there till 99. She'll make an extra donation for the shout out. And hi to Evie, who is the sister of Aidan and a Mito angel. I remember going to Ipswich. It was a Saturday night, and the last night of my tour was the next night in Norwich. And what I used to do on tour was I used to say, has anyone got any questions? And there's a huge rivalry between those two towns. You always find out when you go around the country how much the neighbouring towns hate one another. I found out, for example, when I was in Blackburn doing a gig, their rivals are Burnley, just up the road, and people in Burnley refer to Blackburn as bastard. They don't even call it Blackburn. Ipswich and Norwich don't get on. And when I said in Norwich, has anyone got any questions? It was quite quiet. And I said, oh, no questions. And then someone shouted out, did they ask any questions in Ipswich? And I said, oh, yeah, loads, really interesting ones. And then the forest of hands went up. Anyway, enough about me. I'll shut up waffling. Round 1, general knowledge. Round 1, question 1. What is the largest brass instrument in an orchestra? I think they're going to put the questions in the chat. I think that's the idea, so that if you don't hear the question properly, you'll be able to read it. What is the largest brass instrument in an orchestra? Little opener there for you. Little one, get you off the mark. Okay, got that one. Write them down with a pen and paper, and you've got to be trusted to keep your own score. I think that's the deal. And then you can upload at the end and see who's got the most. Quite a lot of people playing, hundreds of you. So it's a busy pub. If to make it more authentically pubbish, you know, turn occasionally say, no, sorry, mate, that one's taken. Or look into your empty glass as a broad hint to the person who never gets around. Question 2. What is Britain's longest motorway? Britain's longest motorway. quite a few contenders. I should give you, I'm not going to give any clues, I think, unless I really think it's too hard. I think it'd just be daft, wouldn't it? It's on you. And please don't Google it. Don't sit at home and cheat. Really, tea at the end. People still putting answers in the chat. Don't put answers in the chat. Or if it really is aggravating you, the answers are going in the chat. Don't look at the chat. That's question 2. Britain's longest motorway, please. Question number 3 in general knowledge. What year was the first series of the X Factor? What year was the first series of the X Factor? In what year did Pop Idol, as it was, so I remember, what year did it become the X Factor? What year was the first series of the X Factor? That's question number 3. Question 4. Now, you're going to need to get all 5 of these for the point. What are the colours of the 5 Olympic rings? As done by Farrow and Ball. Dark thoughts. Murky fluid. Oh, I need a buzz. Oh, happy 43rd birthday to Owain. Owain? Was it just Owen? Anyway, happy birthday. So that's question 4. What are the colours of the 5 Olympic rings? Question number 6. How many films have Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio starred in together? How many films have they starred in together? We're looking for a number. We're not looking for what the films are. Really? I don't think you need to know what the films are. So it is one that you could guess. You might guess anyway. How many films have Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio starred in together? Someone's put up, which question number is this? That is number 5. Number 1 was the largest brass instrument in an orchestra. Number 2 was the longest motorway. Number 3 was what year was the first series of the X Factor. Number 4 was what the colours of the 5 Olympic rings. Number 6 is how many films have Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio starred in together. And number 7, a glossectomy is the removal of all or part of which body part? If you have a glossectomy, what do you lose? Anyone had a glossectomy? Don't know the sound of it. Number 6. Which body part is removed in a glossectomy? Moving swiftly on. Number 7. What type of gas do plants absorb from the atmosphere? It's less a bit about at the moment, isn't it? Lovely. Every asthmatic I know is out jogging. I think they should ban the school run. That'd be a good start. You've got to walk or cycle or go on the bus. Let's not clog up the towns when all this is over. This is working very well. The kids are loving it. Apparently, someone said to me today that they calculated that there have been 11,000 fewer deaths worldwide from air pollution during this period of lockdown. So even though the virus has been a catastrophic disaster with a huge loss of life, the other end of the scale, better things are happening. So, number 7, what type of gas do plants absorb from the atmosphere? Number 8, what company is also the name of one of the longest rivers in the world? Not quite sure that our wonderful question setters quite phrase that as he might have preferred to, but there is a company that shares its name with one of the longest rivers in the world. So what might that be? That is number 8 in the general knowledge. Am I to give the answers at the end of the round? What shall I do? Lily, send me a message. Lily Foundation. Do you want me to give the answers at the end of each round or at the end of the quiz? End of each round. Okay, are you ready? Here come the answers to the general knowledge quiz. Number 1. The largest brass instrument in an orchestra is the tuba. Give yourself a point if you wrote down tuba. No points if you Googled it. Number 2, what is Britain's longest motorway? And that is the M6. It's the M6 is the longest motorway. Don't have to use Google, of course. You can use Ecosia. And if you do 45 searches, they plant a tree. Or is it 45,000 searches? Anyway, it's good. Question 3, what year was the first series of The X Factor? 2004. The first series of The X Factor was in 2004. Question 4, the colours of the 5 Olympic rings are red, blue, black, yellow, and green. Red, blue, black, yellow, and green. You need all 5 for the point. Did you write down red, blue, black, yellow, and green? Question 5. Kate Winslet and Leonardo DiCaprio have appeared in 2 films together. Titanic, of course, and Revolutionary Road. No, I haven't seen either. 2 films. A glossectomy, question 6, is the removal of all or part of the tongue. The tongue. Which company shares its name with one of the longest rivers in the world? It is Amazon, of course. Amazon. And the river pays more tax. It's probably true, actually. It's probably responsible for so much trade and industry, and probably is more tax generated from the Amazon River than... We'll move on. Round 2, television and film. Question 1. What is the highest grossing box office film of all time? The highest grossing box office film of all time. I'll give you a moment on that one. Have a little bit of a think. Chat amongst yourselves. Don't Google it. If you're on your own, it must be irresistible. I mean, how can you... Or if you are Googling, don't enter. People are getting 7 out of 8. Someone's got 5 out of 7. They missed one. So that's number 1 in the TV and film section. What's the highest grossing box office film of all time? Number 2, how many series of QI did Stephen Fry present? How many series of QI did Stephen Fry present? Always a pleasure to sit next to Stephen. Well, not always, but, ridiculous. But, no, it's wonderful and greatly missed. How many series of QI did Stephen Fry present? So that's that one. Number 2. Number 3. Here's one. It is a soap opera question. Hurrah. In what year did Coronation Street first air on television? Granada Television. In what year did Coronation Street first air on TV? I don't think I'd have got that. I think I'd have got that wrong. A long time ago. Well, it's all relative, isn't it? 4. Who is the only Disney princess who was inspired by an actual person? The only Disney princess who was inspired by an actual person. Controversial. My kids think they are actual people. That's disappointing, especially on ice. The only Disney princess who was inspired by an actual person. Question 5. What is the first rule of Fight Club? Question 5. What is the first rule of Fight Club? It's a great book, actually, Fight Club, as well as a brilliant film. Wow. I think I've read it. Yeah. So that's question 5. What's the first rule of Fight Club? Question 6. Question about Friends, the television sitcom Friends. Very, very funny. When Ross and Rachel first get together in Friends, that's when it all started to go wrong, when they start getting off with each other. When Ross and Rachel first get together in Friends, Phoebe compares them to an animal. What does Phoebe compare them to? Can you remember that? I can't remember that. I would not have got that. You'd have to be a real Friends fan, I think, to know that. When Ross and Rachel first get together in Friends, what animal does Phoebe compare on Question Time? Nicely put. Which BBC newsreader now moderates on Question Time? Who is that on that Question Time? And the final one in the TV and film section is number 8. What is the name of Jack Sparrow's ship? Jack Sparrow's ship. Shall I give you any clues if you don't know who Jack Sparrow is? But if you do know, if you'll know it is if you've seen the film, you'll know, won't you? If you haven't seen the film, you won't know who Jack Sparrow is. If you don't know who Jack Sparrow is, you're not going to know who the ship is. So there's not much point helping you out. Okay, so those are the 8. What's the highest grossing box office film of all time? How many series of QI did Stephen Fry present? 3. What year did Coronation Street first air? 4. Who was the only Disney princess who was an actual person? 5. What's the first rule of Fight Club? 6. When Ross and Rachel get together, what animal did Phoebe compare them to? Who presents Question Time? Number 7. And what is the name of Jack Sparrow's ship? And the answers are coming up in 5 seconds. The answer to question 1 is Avengers Endgame. Got to get Endgame. There's several of those Avengers films, each one more ludicrous than the last. Avengers Endgame. Imagine if Thanos was clapping for the NHS. That get noticed. Number 2, Stephen Fry presented 13 series of QI. He departed after the final episode of the M series. Didn't tell us he was going. Didn't want to send off. Didn't want to, it's my last show. Just did it quietly in the summer. Doesn't like a fuss. Actually, it's not strictly true because one of those series was broken into 2 and so was called. They actually were 14 series, but they were really the same when they were broadcast. They went out as the same series, and he was there for 13 years. Sandy Toksvig's been there for 5. I've been there for 18. Question 3, Coronation Street first aired in 1960. 1960, 6-0. Not 1916, they might think it was. Just the year before, 1917, rather good film. The only Disney princess, question number 4, who was inspired by an actual person is Pocahontas. The first rule of Fight Club, number 5, is never talk about Fight Club. Never talk about Fight Club. You have to have that talk word in there. And Phoebe, question 6, compared Ross and Rachel to a lobster. But it got a laugh. She'd have found a way to make it funny. The answer to question 6 is a lobster. The answer to question 7 about Question Time is Fiona Bruce. And the answer to question 8 is the Black Pearl is the name of Jack Sparrow's ship. So Fiona Bruce, number 7, the Black Pearl. So Avengers Endgame, 13, 1960, Pocahontas, Never Talk About Fight Club, a lobster, Fiona Bruce, and the Black Pearl. What? A friend of mine's just put on that she's got 0 out of 8. I don't believe that. Surely, as a proud man, you got Coronation Street. Fiona Bruce? No. Okay, round 3, sport. Oh, I love sport. I miss sport. Sport is not happening. Oh no, I've lost the page. Oh no, get off. Go away. Oh God. Don't panic, I've lost the questions. Oh, hang on a minute. You might have to talk amongst yourselves when I try and retrieve them. I need to go in to that. Sign in. Oh, what a pain. What's your password? I don't know. Can you get a drink? Have a fag. How annoying is this? I can't remember my thing now. book recently, and this is the speed that I type at. It's taken me 2 years. I'm not even joking. I can't remember that thing. Okay, I'm into the account. Hello, where's it going? It's opening in Word. Let's hope it's right. I know this isn't what you signed up for. I should do a joke. What's brown and sticky? It's a stick. This computer's old and slow like myself. Oh, come on. Some of the people are putting, it's a stick. Someone's put a jobby. What you call a boomerang that won't come back? Why won't this document open? Please open, because I'm doing a live stream pub quiz on YouTube in front of hundreds of people. Sport, here we are. Sport question 1. The Vikings, Twins, the Timberwolves, and the Wild are names of sports teams in which US state? The Vikings, the Twins, the Timberwolves, and the Wild are names of sports teams in which US state? So the state would go before the name, and then you've got the name. I don't know what they all do. I know one of them, that's the baseball team. I think the other one is, one of them is basketball, and then I presume one of them will be American football. So that's question 1. Question 2 in sport. Standing just 4 feet 8 inches tall and boasting a combined total of 30 Olympic and World Championship medals, what is the name of the most decorated American gymnast of all time? She's 4 feet 8 inches tall. She has a combined total of 30 Olympic and World Championship medals. What is the name of the most decorated American gymnast of all time? That's question 2. Question 3, it's about Arsenal. See what was done for me? Because I know I'm Arsenal, you see. Arsenal's 2003-2004 season is well known for its invincible side that went unbeaten in the league. But how many points did they finish with? Was it A, 85 points, B, 87 points, or C, 90 points? When Arsenal won the league in 2004, they went the season unbeaten. How many points did they accumulate? Was it A, 85, B, 87, or C, 90? It's a cassette, no? It's a cassette. Question number 4. In rugby union, these are a bit smaller on this document than they were before. Might have to enlarge it. In rugby union, sitting one behind record holder Richie McCaw in international test caps, which Welshman has 147 caps for both the Welsh national side and the British and Irish Lions? So it's combined total of caps for Wales and for the Lions is 147. Legend of Welsh rugby. Who is it? I can give you a clue. He's a big lad. Question number 5. How many of Muhammad Ali's 61 fights did he lose? Muhammad Ali fought 61 times. How many of those bouts did he lose? If I say defeated. Now, question 6. This is a tricky one because it's about the decathlon, Daley Thompson. There are 10 events in the decathlon. The clue is in the name. What are they? And I'm afraid each one is worth a tenth of a point. Well, that's not actually the case. You need all 10. You need all 10 to get it. Shall I tell you some? Shall I tell you some that aren't in the decathlon? Don't do the marathon. Don't do the marathon. And they don't do the 200 meters. I'm not helping. There are 10 events in the decathlon. I know you're all working it out. I'll shut up for a minute. Maybe I'll top up one rather nice. Rioja. The one after this is a tennis question. I'm so sad about Wimbledon. I'm sad about many things at the moment. I don't mind being locked down if I can get Rioja and I can talk to the world. And then I'd like to see a sort of pie chart of how much of the day I talk to myself, how much of the day I talk to people online, and how much of the day I shout at the kids. How many episodes of Ozark I've watched, or The Tiger King, or The Last Dance, or that rather brilliant Bobby Robson documentary. Oh my goodness. Watched all of War and Peace. Started watching Normal People. I read an article by Ramesh Ranganathan. Thank you, Ramesh, by the way, for tweeting about this quiz. He said he'd just watched all of Game of Thrones because when it was on, he was being contrarian, wouldn't watch it. And I'm a bit like that. I've never seen them. Have you got them? That's the 10 events of the decathlon. All right, we'll move on. Question 7. In what year did Marion Bartley win the women's Wimbledon tennis final and Andy Murray the men's Wimbledon tennis final? In what year were Marion Bartley and Andy Murray the women's and men's singles champions at Wimbledon? What a glorious summer. In what year did they? It's off. The Edinburgh Festival's off. The Melbourne Comedy Festival was off. So that's that one. Marion Bartley and Andy Murray won the singles titles at Wimbledon what year? And the last one in the sport, which city hosts the Australian Grand Prix? The Australian Grand Prix. The Australian Grand Prix has been held in 2 different cities since it was first run many years ago now. And one of them is the wrong answer because it's the city that currently hosts the Australian Grand Prix. Okay, so we'll do the answers. We'll do the answer to question number 1. The Vikings, the Twins, the Timberwolves, and the Wild are names of sports teams in Minnesota. The Minnesota Twins are the baseball team, the famous baseball team. I think the Timberwolves are basketball. Number 1's Minnesota. The tiny gymnast, the extraordinary tiny gymnast, well worth looking her up on YouTube. Some of her routines are unbelievable. Simone Biles. Simone Biles, 30 Olympic and World Championship medals. Incredible. Number 3, Arsenal in 2004 got 90 points. 90 points in 2004. And so that is answer C. If you put A for 85 or B for 87, I'm afraid, no. It was C, 90. The Welshman who won all those caps for Wales and the British Lions, British and Irish Lions, is Alan Wynne-Jones. Alan Wynne-Jones. If you spell Alan correctly, A-L-A-N, you still get the point. He spells it A-L-U-N. Question number 5. Muhammad Ali lost 5 fights. He lost 5 out of his 61. 5. Question 6. The events. The 100 meters. The 110 meter hurdles. The 400 meters. The 1500 meters. Long jump, high jump, shot put, discus, javelin, pole vault. So on the track, 100 meters, 110 meter hurdles, 400 meters, 1500 meters, jumping, long jump, high jump, pole vault, and throwing, shot put, discus, javelin. You need all 10 for the point. Andy Murray and Marion Bartley won Wimbledon together in 2013, 7 years ago, 2013. And lastly, the Australian Grand Prix is held in Melbourne. Melbourne and the great state of Victoria. So we have 2 more rounds. The next round is music. Question number 1. Which English sir has had number 1s in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s? Number 1 hits in 5 decades and a knighthood. Who is he? Who is that man? With number 1 hits in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and a knighthood. Name him. Question number 2. Who released the album Fever in 2001? Remember that? The 2001 album Fever sold a lot of copies. Who released it? Who was the artist in question? Number 3. Which 90s singer had a comeback in 2016 with When the Bass Line Drops? Which singer made his name in the 90s? Came back quite unexpectedly, I think. I know that he was delighted about it. I saw him being interviewed on television. He was made up. He had a big comeback in 2016 with When the Bass Line Drops. Who is he? Number 4. What type of wood did the Beatles sing about? You either know it or you don't. If you don't know it, you'll never guess it. What type of wood did the Beatles sing about? Oh, number 5. Didn't know that. Which pop singer's real name is Robin Fenty? Robin, R-O-B-Y-N, Fenty, F-E-N-T-Y. Which pop singer's real name is Robin Fenty? Okay. Which pop star played 27 different instruments on their debut album, For You? Which pop, I'm going to say it, legend, played 27 different instruments on their debut album, For You? That's question 6 in the music round. And there are 2 more. Number 7. How many members are there in South Korean mega boy band BTS? What we do know, South Korea have all been tested and isolated to within an inch of their lives. So there will be the same number of members as there were at the beginning. How many members are there in South Korean mega boy band BTS? And finally, in the music round, question number 8. What was David Bowie's real surname? David Bowie's real surname. Funny enough, it's the same as the surname of somebody else who is another answer to a question in an earlier round. Are you ready for the answers? Are you up for the answers? Do you want the answers? I'm going to have a little look at the comments. Is it going to be get on with it, get off, this is rubbish? Oh, don't forget to look at our WhatsApp chat. I haven't looked at it for ages. I must be saying sending me messages. One minute, I'll check the WhatsApp. Oh, slowed down. That was 20 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Can you shout out to Dip, Liam, Rosie, and Alison? Hi, Dip, Liam, Rosie, and Alison. Sound like characters from a children's book. Shout out to Isla in Torquay. It's running 2.6 miles every day around her garden in memory of her cousin Jacob, who sadly lost his life to mitochondrial disease. So well done, Isla in Torquay, doing a great thing there. And hello to Chris Gascoigne from Colin. Well done to Kat, who climbed 3 peaks at home for Lily Foundation. That's 800 flights of stairs, 8 hours and 13 minutes going up and down the stairs. We'll have a whip round for a new carpet. Now, you can donate. It says, can you take a drinks and toilet break after this round, please? All right, let's do that. Go and have a drink and go and have a wee and do all those things. And I'll give you the answers to the music round in a minute, and then we'll do food and drink. You can donate using the link in the chats, or you can donate using the link below the video. Please donate. It really would be a wonderful thing to do. Please donate something. The suggested donation is a £5. If you can do 6, that'd be great. If you can do 60, that would be really fantastic. So the Lily Foundation normally have a big ball every year. It's a huge event where they raise a lot of money, or a golf day, raise a lot of money, and these things are all being cancelled. So it's really hard for them to keep up the good work. And the thing about mitochondrial disease is, if you get enough funding into the research, they really do feel rather like Parkinson's disease. If there's enough funding, the cure is possible. You know, some of these conditions like cystic fibrosis, it's possible in our lifetime that they will get there. Duchenne's is another one. So the research is vital, and it's a big blow, this period where fundraising's come to a halt. So if you could chip in. Has everyone had a wee? Have we all had a wee? Have we all got a top up? Improve my lighting. Is that better? No? Oh. What about that? There's no way improving it. I'm 54 and I'm tired. Ali Laurie, I'm wishing you a speedy recovery. Get well soon. Alan, what's your favourite Arsenal game? Oh, it's always been 1987 League Cup semi-final replay when we won away at Tottenham. It's the day before my 21st birthday. Absolutely marvellous. 1-0 down at half time, and they made an announcement about how to get your tickets for the final at Wembley. Beat 2-1 in the last minute. Okay, sorry, Roxy Rooks. Do you need to have a wee? Lucy Pond says, please donate. There's no cure and no treatment for this disease. It affects lots of young children who suffer terribly. Thank you, Lucy. It's very true. It really would be good if you could chip in. Please, please, please. Despite the shambolic hosting of this quiz. Okay, I'm going to give the answers to the music round. Back from the loo, please. Don't run if you're carrying red wine. Number 1, which English sir had number 1s in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s? Cliff Richard. Cliff Richard's the answer to number 1. Who released the album Fever in 2001? Kylie Minogue. Kylie Minogue. She did that. Which 90s singer had a comeback in 2016? Craig David. Craig David's the answer to number 3 in the music round. The answer to number 4 in the music round is what type of wood did the Beatles sing about? It's Norwegian wood. Norwegian wood. Number 4. If you just put Norwegian, we'll give you that. Which pop singer's real name is Robin Fenty? Rihanna. It's Rihanna. That's the answer to number 5. Number 6. Which pop star played 27 different instruments on their debut album For You? And the answer is Prince. Prince. I saw Prince at the O2 one year. I was right up the top and I really felt like I was watching a load of people having a good time at the gig. How many members are there in the South Korean mega boy band BTS? And the answer to that question is 7. It is 7. And finally, David Bowie's real surname is Jones. So 1, Cliff Richard. 2, Kylie Minogue. 3, Craig David. 4, Norwegian Wood. 5, Rihanna. 6, Prince. 7, 8, Jones. All good? All good? You need us again? Everyone all right to carry on? People are donating. Thank you. Very good. Someone says I've got 0 so far. Shout out to Elliot, who has turned 16. Hi, Elliot. Happy birthday. How marvellous to be 16. Just wonderful. Have a great year. You just turned 16 and you're not going to have to do GCSEs. You know how lucky you are. All the people in the year below and all the people in the year above hate you. Can you give a shout out to Nathan Rennie, who can't make it on Thursdays? What's the point of giving him a shout out if he can't be here? Okay, this is the last round. This is the last round. I'm going to get instructions, I think. Can you send me WhatsApp instructions, please, about, because I've forgotten them, about who to... Hello to Jonathan Creek fan, Anthony Bowl. Hello, Anthony. About how to send the answers in. Food and drink. Number 1, how is steak tartare cooked? Steak tartare. How is it cooked? When you think of the cooking methods, it's not microwaved. How is steak tartare cooked? Is number 1. Number 2, didn't know this one. What type of pastry are profiteroles made of? Made from? Made with? Made of? It's made of wood. It's not made with wood. Made from wood? They're all right, aren't they? There is a link in the description below. This is about uploading your answers at the end, and they will put a link in the comments as well. Shout out to Jane, who had her 60th birthday and her retirement in lockdown. Jane, make the most of it when you get out. Just have that party. Don't have that, oh, I missed it. Just have it. Question 2 in food and drink is what type of pastry are profiteroles made of? Question 3, what brand of beer does Homer Simpson drink? I notice I'm rocking. It's because I've got a chair that allows me to move. It's very, very good if you've got a back complaint, which I was when I was writing my book. I did start to get one. But, oh, this is good. Variety, flexibility, it's very important. Since we're losing people. What type of beer does Homer Simpson drink? Number 3. Number 4. What ingredient is included in food cooked in a Florentine style? There's a particular ingredient that we always have in a Florentine style. What is that thing? What is that food? What is that food stuff? What is that ingredient? So that's number 4. Shout out to Dan Howie, tree surgeon. No reason for that. Shout out to the North Walthams. sent me a phone number, Lily Foundation. Do you want me to read that phone number out? Is that how they're going to submit the answers? Confused about it. Sorry. Question 5. There are 4 questions left in this quiz. This is number 5 of the food and drink round, final round. What is the main alcoholic beverage in a piña colada? Piña, of course, Spanish for, I was going to say something else, it's pineapple. But what is the main alcoholic element in a piña colada? A piña colada. A bit too nice, a bit too easy to drink, goes down a bit easily, a bit dangerous. Watch out for that, especially on a sunny day. Oh, you can wake up in the pool. Nicholas Ivan, don't know how you say so. No. If you see this, please virtual high five at the camera. There you are, Nicholas. Quite clever, isn't it? Because that's where the camera is. Yeah. Do I have a dog with me? No. I always smell like this. We can't see your eyes. What? Don't have any makeup on. It's not cute, are they? Question 6 in food and drink. Frappuccino is a trademarked brand of which company? Where can you get a Frappuccino? They've trademarked it. If anyone else is selling a Frappuccino, they're quite litigious. Where can you get a Frappuccino? Who has the trademark for that particular brand of beverage? That's number 6. A big shout out to the Chelmsford Wine Club girls. Hello, girls. The Foskets and the McCulloch Pickerings are quizzing over FaceTime. Good work. Hello to Paul and Paula. No way. It's Jessica's mum and dad. Hello, Paul and Paula. Sorry, I'm just reading the things. It's distracting. Concentrating on the quiz. Okay. 2 questions left. Number 7. What is sold at Billingsgate Market? London's famous Billingsgate Market. What can you get there? What do they sell at Billingsgate? Happy birthday to Cat Wade's mum, Ali. Her birthday a couple of days ago. Where did you buy your blue rug? Blue rug came from, I don't know where it came from. I didn't buy it. But I think it was hand woven in Nepal or something. That's why I keep doing, why do you think I keep doing QI? This is the most expensive rug I've ever seen. Don't you need your glasses? Well, now, the glasses, you see, are varifocals, and if I have to look through the middle to read, so there, actually, I can read there. But I look ridiculous. Actually, I can read perfectly well with that. So that's number 7. What is sold at Billingsgate Market in London? It's fish. And finally, the last question, tonight's quiz. On a bottle of wine, what is the punt? P-U-N-T. The punt, as in punter, as in punted it. Punt, that's the word. But what on a bottle of wine is the punt? I didn't know. So, will Jonathan Creek ever return? I don't think so. The glasses are so we can see your passwords. Oh, there's a link going up where you can upload your scores. It's rapidly going up the live chat stream. So pursue it. Pursue that link and click on that and upload your scores. I just gave the answer to number 7. Did I? Oh, God, I'm such an idiot. Sorry. Well, you all got that one anyway. Well, surely you know that. You know that anyway, right? You just said an answer. Sorry. God. Well, I'm surprised it took until question 47 for me to do that, because the answers are right next to the questions, and I nearly said it every time. There we are. Let's get the answers anyway to the food and drink round. You all know the answer to number 7 is fish, Billingsgate Fish Market in London. Steak tartare, how is it cooked? The answer is it isn't, obviously. It's not cooked. So any variation of it's not cooked, you don't cook it, it's raw, it is served raw. It is served raw is the answer, but we will accept don't cook it. What do you want to know? Number 2, profiteroles are made of chew pastry. Chew pastry. Chew is French for cabbage. So why is it chew pastry? I don't. Because it's like cabbage leaves, is it? Homer Simpson drinks Duff beer, D-U-F-F, Duff beer. In Moe's, in The Simpsons. My kids have just got into The Simpsons. This is fantastic news. No more Fireman Sam. Not that there's anything wrong with Fireman Sam. He's the hero next door. Number 3, Duff beer. Number 4, the answer is spinach. That is for the food ingredient in dishes that are cooked in a Florentine style. This includes, of course, the pizza specs, Fiorentina pizza. Spinach. In Florentine dishes. Number 5, the main alcoholic beverage in a pina colada is rum. And rum. Oh, one thing about rum, which is when Fidel Castro led the revolution in Cuba in 1959, the Bacardi Rum Company fled to Florida, and lots and lots of rum is made in Cuba. And they became really an American company and part of the anti-Castro Cuban expats. And now they've done a whole new ad campaign saying established in Cuba in 1865 or something. It feels a bit hypocritical. So get your rum elsewhere. Get into trouble for that, couldn't I? Ignore that. These are my opinions only, not the opinions of the Lilly Foundation. Number 5 is rum. Number 6, a frappuccino you can get in Starbucks. Number 7, the Billingsgate Market sells fish. Number 6, frappuccino in Starbucks. Number 7, Billingsgate Market sells fish. And number 8, that is the punt. The dent in the bottom of the wine bottle is the punt. Who knew? Who knew? I've been directed to the WhatsApp. I think I'm out of here in a minute. What do I have to do? Do I have to do anything else? To thank you all for all of your donations. And remember, you can donate tomorrow. You can continue to donate if donations aren't going through today, because there's a lot going on the Just Giving page, which is very gratifying and wonderful to see. Reading a few of these here. Oh yeah, the winners from last week's quiz. Los Cuisinos Desperados. Los Cuisinos Desperados. Happy 17th birthday to Arthur James. And just once again, I will mention that it's 13 years ago today that Lily lost her fight to mitochondrial disease. It says here at 8 months old. I think I gave the wrong age earlier. I wasn't lucky enough to meet Lily, but I'm lucky to know her mum Liz, who's set up the Lily Foundation in her memory and to raise money to help others and support families and fund research. And before I leave, a big thank you to Steve McKenzie for the questions. Some people are saying they've got 28, 20, 16, 19, 27, 32. Someone's got 33, 35, 40. Yeah, good stuff. Thanks, everyone. Good night.